Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerdarchist Ted. Today I'm joined by these fine nerds, and we're going to play some Zoo Mafia RPG, Nerdarchy's own exclusive role-playing game that we've been working on. Robin, Carlos, and Steven, their links are all down in the description. You can go check them out. And with that, I'm just going to throw it to our zookeeper tonight, Nerdarchist Ted.
Hello and welcome to session 4 of Central City Zoo campaign. Our illustrious mob, if you will, has been hard at work trying to impress one machine gun Otto while trying to potentially thwart the doings of one Carlo Hambino. So with that, I will do as we've done before. I'll roll a d4 and determine who it is that's going to do our last on. Actually, I should roll a d3 because Carlos wasn't here last time.
Oh,
All right.
no, I think that would be pretty funny to let Carlos do it. But I talked over you. Who'd you say?
So that's actually going to go to you, Dave.
All right, perfect. I'm glad because I don't remember a lot, and if I get to go first, then Steven won't say everything. Because
Awesome.
Steven remembers everything. Uh, so the last time Carlos couldn't be here, and conveniently his character got kidnapped by the hyenas, and so we started snooping around to figure out where they were keeping him. And it turns out that led us straight into the underground, where hijinks ensued. But I'm also playing Tully, the speedster McGee, who is a tortoise, and I'm running out of the driver playbook. With that, I'm going to throw it to Robin.
All right, let's see. What I remember from last time was hiding in the enclosure while the police were like sniffing around. But I also remember that I wasn't here last week, so if you guys played last week, I have no idea what happened. And I'm playing Kenzie, who is a goon, and will smack you with her tail. Steven.
So, hi everybody. I'm playing Roscoe. He is a red panda. And I remember last time we started out with kind of finishing up our gunfight with the hyenas, right? And they are terrible. We hate the hyenas. They're not great around here. But in the process, some of us got injured and our hippopotamus grifter went missing. And that was a whole to do. So we ended up figuring out that they took him to the underground, which is like this entire network of tunnels that exists beneath the zoo. And it's run by underground animals, which is super cool. And we encountered this burrowing owl. And I can't remember the owl's name for the life of me, which is so sad. But the owl was great. And we
Hoots the burrowing owl.
Hoots, that's right. It was Hoots the burrowing owl. I kept wanting to say Hooters, and I knew that wasn't right.
No, not at all.
And so then he took us to meet this naked mole rat guy who was like a kingpin of some sort down in the underground. And we eventually found Carlos, as well as several other animals, which had been kidnapped and stoned out of their minds in the underground. We delivered them some food that had been laced with some illicit things that caused them all to go to sleep, and we got away by the skin of our teeth.
I should have looked at my notes. I've got things down like that naked mole rat's name is Old Dirt and Hoots the burrowing owl, and also we went to a speakeasy.
I remember Old Dirt.
Yeah, we went to a speakeasy hole in the ground.
So Old Dirt is a big bellied groundhog, not a naked mole rat.
Oh, I pictured him as a naked mole rat. I was wrong.
No, that's okay. So, Carlos, do you want to introduce your character, even though you weren't here last time?
Indeed, sir. What's up, everyone? My name is Carlos Rivera. I play Arnold Shortman, the grifter hippopotamus. The last interaction I remember having with hyenas was I impersonated one, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they decided to get even on me. I run the Volcanic Night YouTube channel, and today's my birthday, so what's up, y'all? Yeah.
So if you're in the chat, whether it be now or whatnot, go ahead and throw Carlos a happy birthday. He's playing from half a world away, so it's super early there, so give him much love for waking up just to roll some, funny shaped dice and be, animal antics.
Not just any.
Further ado, let's dive in. Carlos, in the interim, you had taken some damage. So once you wake up following evening, you are down 2 health. Well, all of your mob is slightly beat up from the encounter with the hyenas, both round 1 and round 2. But you know that tonight you have to, if you're going to make that timeline, you got to head out of the zoo and go meet Wild Bill the Beaver and collect that shine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, despite the grogginess, I push on to gotta make my deal. Gotta make my deal. And it's like,
so
is that you,
Mike,
Carlos, or Arnold?
we're one and the same at the moment.
So as night falls and the humans go home for the evening, what is it that you all do?
Well, I guess we're going to meet up and go grab the pedal car and head out to our rendezvous.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. Can I safely assume I'm the last one picked up and I'm in the back?
Obviously trying to avoid the fuzz and all that as we're going.
Bless you.
Of course.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. So if you're gonna try to escape notice, who is gonna lead the charge and commit a caper, be stealthy?
Ooh. Who is our stealthiest person? Bless you.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that putting the microphone in the upward position doesn't work anymore.
I have a +1.
I also have a +1. What do
I
you get?
flat zero.
I don't.
Oh. Go ahead, Steven.
Have you met me?
Go ahead, Steven. Take the first roll of the night.
Okay. All right. Let's see how these dice are treating me tonight. Oh, I have doubles, no bosses. That is a 6 + 1, 7.
All right.
You didn't fail completely.
Just enough to be okay.
So doubles with a 7 is a success with a consequence. You get a -1 forward, but you can give a +1 forward.
Okay. Let's give the +1 forward to Tully because he's the driver and we're going a long distance.
Yeah, he
Sure.
is.
So do you have anything that you feel is a adequate consequence? You're successful, but there's something that happens in this situation.
I think that maybe the hyenas have spotted us. We managed to avoid the fuzz, but we ended up being spotted by the hyenas.
Okay. All right. So as you head out of the zoo in your pedal car, you can see that you've been spotted by some of the surviving members of the laughing stock. And you watch as they scurry off back towards where or where you suspect. You don't really know where Hambino hides out.
Oh
But-
my.
You're out of the zoo.
Perfect.
Man, I really hope those jokers aren't up to something tonight while we're gone.
Well, not a whole lot we can do about it now. What was the box turtle's name? Did we ever get a name from him?
The box turtle that led you to.
No, the one we kidnapped. He was part of the Wonder Pets.
The Wander Pets. So let's see, that was session 2, I believe.
We should have brought them with us. We could have used them as a hostage in case those guys poked their heads out again.
It was Tucker the Turtle.
Tucker. That sounds familiar.
It was Lenny was the guinea pig, Minnie was the duck, and Tucker was the turtle. You killed the guinea pig, the duck got away, and you guys kidnapped the turtle.
I ate that guinea pig.
Yeah, you did.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So you are going along. It's quite a ride up the mountains. Yet again, you're choosing the pedal car to pedal up into the hills.
It's all right. We get to go downhill on the way back.
You do. So who's going to be looking for danger?
I look for danger.
Put your peepers to work.
All right. Kind of awareness and moxie are my things. Anyway. That's not bad. That is a 12. Yeah, 12.
All right. So that's a crit. Not that we're in combat, so it's not that big a deal. You can spot a couple different places that would be good ambush locations if you stay on the trail. Do you want to just continue on the trail, or do you want to kind of go off road a little bit and avoid those places?
I think we'll try and avoid those places.
All right, so go ahead and get out of a jam. Let's see what that looks like.
All right. It's an 11.
It's an 11. So you managed to navigate your way, carefully and quietly enough that if anyone's lying in wait, in these locations, you don't see them and they don't see you, and you continue on up the mountain. Takes a little bit of effort for the lot of you. Good hour and a half's pedaling before you get to the location that you're expecting to see Wild Bill. And you're used to seeing the moonlight shine off of his still and the little hut that you met him at last time. But you see a pile of rubble and no still.
Guys, do you think we have the right spot or day?
He moves all the time.
Yeah. I mean, the chances of him just moving are likely in that. But,
Maybe we should investigate the rubble.
That seems like a good idea. No sense jumping off the handle.
So as you move up, you can see that there are definite signs of, for lack of a better word, shootout. The rubble is his little makeshift hut that's here, been knocked over, shot up, and as you kind of begin looking about, you can see that Bill is inside.
Is he breathing?
He is indeed breathing, though he is pretty messed up.
Oh, Wild Bill, what happened?
Some confounded muskrats went and shot me up, took my liquor, even took my still.
That's just awful. These criminals, they're out of control.
Doing crime or something. Terrible.
We're gonna pay them back for you. They're gonna pay for this. Wild Bill, you will be avenged.
Any of you sort have any flies? Help me out a little bit here. He's not like on death's door, but he's certainly bleeding.
Yeah, let's pry him out of there.
If he survives, how are we going to avenge him?
Yeah, but if he doesn't survive, how are you going to keep a machine gun Otto in liquor?
That's a fair point.
We start moving. I'll start moving the rubble.
So no rolls necessary. It takes a little bit of effort. The beaver is significantly smaller than the hippo that you got working there, so doesn't take too much. You're able to shove things aside and get him breathing and patched up a little bit. He use some more attention, but that would require something that you got nothing any of you have.
Yeah, we'll just do some first aid to Wild Bill. Mm-hmm. You sure are one tough beaver. You sure did take a pounding there, buddy.
Now, when you're out doing this, you kind of have to. So, and when you kind of look around, you can see like the very obvious drag marks of the still, and you would surmise at least what do you call it, a couple of barrels of surmise shine that have been drug down the mountain away in the other direction from the location that Wild Bill has chosen.
We'll go get those We'll go get those muskrats for you, Wild Bill. No one lays a hand on our beaver.
How do you go about doing this? Are you looking to just charge in? Are you looking to go in stealthily like?
Do we know where they are?
We see drag
you have a very obvious trail at the moment.
Okay. Well, Arnold, you're back with us. What do you want to do, buddy?
I say we go straight for the liquor.
So are we giving them the same treatment and courtesy that they afforded our friend here?
Absolutely. We will make sure to crush them underneath our heels. Arnold's feeling a little vengeful for everything that's happening so far.
Yeah, I say we muff them up real good.
Yeah.
I'll pull out a shotgun.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
All right. Well, let's go then and see if we can send a message to these people.
So are we going on foot, taking the pedal car? What are we looking to do here?
You said it leads down away from his...
Yeah, so you guys came up the hill this way, and then went on the other side. It's heading down.
Hop in, lads. I say we go full throttle, all guns blazing.
I brought my typewriter, and he pulls out the revolver.
It's a very clever name. I enjoy that a lot.
No problem.
For a little while, it's very, very obvious. But as you kind of a little bit of ways away, the trail is not as obvious. So why don't you put your peepers to work and see whether you can keep the trail properly.
All right. Oh no! Don't drop the die. That's not a good start. All right. Let's see. That's an 8.
It's an 8.
It's an 8. It could have been worse.
All right. So I'll give you the option here, Dave. Do you want to notice the trail and be able to keep going, but miss the danger, or do you want to miss the trail but spot the danger?
I think we want to spot the danger.
All right. So you look around and you've lost the trail, but you can see kind of hiding out, despite their usual nature, those a group of muskrats up in the trees, kind of like watching out in the direction that you guys are coming. They must suspect that someone was going to follow.
Mm.
I want to pull out a Molotov cocktail and hurl it, not necessarily at them, but like at the mass of the tree where they are.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because, you know, it's a thing you do.
Because it's a thing you do.
It's a thing you do.
That's why I saw 99.
So go ahead and bring the heat.
All right. Oh my goodness. Well, that is a 4.
It's a 4. No
I'll
double.
I'll take my XP now. No.
So you go to throw, and maybe it's one of the injuries from yesterday, you know, in your shoulder from so much, but you twinge, and rather than getting up high enough, let's have cocktail kind of like soars and hits the middle of the tree and just explodes out. And now you can see that tree and a couple of the others are now on fire and providing quite a lot of light. Now the rest of you easily see that there are 4 muskrats, and they begin firing in your guys' direction. One's gonna hit Roscoe and one's gonna hit Kenzie.
Okay.
Bring it on.
So it's one point of damage. So anybody else?
Can I try to hide, like get off the cart and hide in the brush? Because I want to do a thing.
Sure. Go ahead and commit a caper.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, okay. That is decent. That is a 10 total.
All right. You have successfully hidden.
All right. I'm hiding in the bushes, going towards the tree.
Kenzie, Arnold, do anything?
How far away are they?
Within shooting range. So, I mean, if you want to like charge up and try to climb the tree, you could do that if you really wanted to.
I don't think alligators can climb trees, Ted. I'm pretty sure that's not in my wheelhouse. I'll go ahead and fire.
I've seen alligators climb chain link fences.
Most
I can climb a chain link fence. I am not confident in my ability to climb a tree.
Most climbing that alligators do is they prop themselves up their feet and with their tail and pull. So most of the lifting is being done by their tail, and then they flop over the other side.
That's gonna be 6, by the way.
That's gonna be 6. So you miss, and
yep.
Fortunately, one shoots back at you and catches you in the shoulder. Arnold.
So what I'm gonna do is fire at the one that, firing over at Kenzie, saying like, "You ain't hurting my buddy."
All right, bring the heat.
Bring it. All right, that's pretty good actually. That's gonna be a 12 total.
All right. So what are you using? Are you using just a basic pistol?
Yes, I am using my revolver.
Okay. So since that's a crit and these guys are mooks, what I'll do is I'm gonna say that you just kill one, and when he goes to fall, he reaches out and grabs another guy and pulls him out of the tree, and they both unmoving.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, right there, man.
Don't die.
Oh
Carlos.
yeah. No, like sorry, it's pretty dusty in Nepal, so like kind
Sure.
of acts up with my asthma. That's why whenever I laugh or doing anything, I'm just gonna spontaneously cough.
Sure, no worries. All right. So the another one winds up shooting out and catching Tully. So Take one point, Dave.
I'd rather not.
Are you gonna spend a marker to avoid it?
No. I'd just rather not.
All right. Well, he doesn't care about your preference. There are
Son
two
of a monkey's uncle.
but we're back to the top. So if somebody else wants to do something, go for it.
I'm gonna blast them with my sawed-off shotgun. They're getting both barrels.
All right. Bring the heat.
All right. Ooh. All right. That's an 8. So success with consequences, and I'm gonna disperse it amongst 2 of them so they can each take a point.
All right. So you're gonna take out 2. So you're gonna take 1 in turn. But since you're killing 2 of them, Arnold, you get shot from the other one right before Tully takes them both out.
Okay.
There are now 4 dead muskrats out of the tree. There's 4 pistols lying on the ground, and an open trail in front of you, and a couple trees on fire.
I think I'll take one of those pistols to dual wield later.
Oh, yeah, we are definitely taking those pistols. We're not leaving them lying in the woods.
Sure.
Right.
Roscoe
Control
will
is
exit the
important.
bushes. And he has like a coil of rope just like slung over his shoulder, and he's like, well, this was an inefficient use of resources because now I cannot capture one of them and find out where the trail is that we lost.
Well, now that everything is incredibly well lit, the trail that picks up, about 40 feet, 50 feet away, in what you would imagine daylight, or firelight, it's pretty obvious. But in the dark, it was hard to see. But now,
Okay.
hey, you guys know where to go. But
All part of my plan.
forest fire that's starting.
That sounds like somebody else's problem.
Okay.
I hope there aren't any hat-wearing bears in this woods that are going to scold us for what we've done. All right. Well, should we bring these bodies with us as a show of force against these people we are about to massacre as a means of unnerving them?
Only if we're absolutely sure we're going to kill them all.
I would like to study one of these animals just in case I need to impersonate them later.
All right.
On the off chance I need to impersonate them later, I'll just study one.
A really, really big muskrat.
Right. If I roll high enough, man, I can fool anybody.
There's a Nat Geo article that runs on this giant muskrat that they found and were unable to capture.
So the amusing thing, they're they look almost like beavers, but significantly smaller. You wouldn't understand why these guys would be tussling with Wild Bill, but they both seem to get along well in the water. And since you're already a slightly aquatic creature yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense. Already.
So what's next?
Oh,
Onward to the massacre.
Onward
Do the
to the
massacre.
massacre. So a little ways away, you can see, your travel is easy going downhill, and you get further and further away from the nice torch light that you've left behind as a marker to find your way backward, I guess. You get down towards where the river is, and you can see a freshly dug, rather large hole and you can see that the scrape marks are pulled, into, this I want to say cave, but it's, completely like more like a burrow.
Well, I think we're gonna go in there.
Definitely seems like where they've been.
The pedal car is certainly not gonna fit. In fact, Arnold, who is about the same size as Wild Bill still, barely fits.
Mm.
It's a little bit tight for one Arnold.
What
You're
if I
gonna have to suck it in,
like-
buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if I suck it in like really good?
I mean, you fit. It's just, it's, to kind of like, turn it into like D&D standards, like you'd be squeezing. It's tight. You're not walking side by side with your allies.
Well,
So
Yeah.
are you taking front or are you taking rear? Or like somebody gonna have to be,
I
you in the middle?
I'll definitely take front, and if it's as tight as you say, sphincter check. What do you say?
All right. So before we get the result, who is in the number 2 spot?
I'm certainly too slow for that.
All right. It sounds like it's a red panda. All right.
I got this.
Hmm.
Okay, well, you're lucky. It's a 10.
All right. So
We just carry the clothespins with us now.
so
The only problem is 2 of us have noses that can't be pinched shut.
so the successful control of oneself there, Arnold, as you begin to move in. You travel for, another handful of minutes before the tunnel widens, and you can still see the drag marks. And sure enough, it opens up into, more an area where there are several different passageways off of this main chamber. It's so. All right, since you're in front there, Arnold, I want you to put your peepers to work.
Got it. That's gonna be a 6.
That's going to be a 6. So go ahead and take that XP as you don't hear, around, being chambered. And go ahead and take a point of damage as you did not spot the sentry.
Alrighty. Point of damage. And my experience points goes up. Oh, it looks like I have
So-
3 XP.
All of you hear the muffled gunfire underground of a revolver on a silencer thwack into Arnold. Does Arnold cry out as he gets shot?
Kind of like grunts, like, and he goes down, trying to avoid any other
So you're trying to get to the side, or are you charging the shooter?
I'll try to get to the side,
Okay.
Just
So
avoid-
like, you can get to the side, or you can kind of go into one of the unexplored passageways.
yeah, I think instinctually I think he'll try to get away from danger, so he's like just the unexplored way, but not too deep,
Okay, so you find yourself, in an unlit room. We'll get to that in a second. What are the rest of you doing?
Frenzy, I think this is your cue.
Oh, there's something for me to hit?
Yeah, be a deer and put that fellow's head in your choppers.
And I do. That is
All right.
exactly what I attempt to do.
All right, give me a bop.
Don't
I'm
worry,
gonna
it's
spend
just
a
like.
mark.
Don't worry.
I
it's
really
just
want to
like-
hit.
Okay, so you're gonna spend a marker to
I'm
just.
gonna spend a mark. I really want to hit. I rolled terribly, and I don't want it, so I'm gonna say no this time, just this once.
Absolutely, that's what they're there for.
Wow, watch Frenzy
So-
eat that little beaver.
So you can kill this however you see fit. I mean, before you decide to just swallow him whole, he does have a revolver with a silencer, on him. So do with narrate as you will.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if you have cats, but there's a certain sound that a skull makes when you crunch down on it.
Uh-huh.
And she is starting from the head down.
Okay.
What do you do to your
Absolutely gonna
cats
take
over
that
there?
revolver off, though.
I said, what on earth are you doing to your cats over there?
Oh no! Oh no! My cats hunt mice, and my cats really like to eat the mice head first. So we would just find mouse butts flying around the house.
I knew where you were going because
Yeah.
I know what
So sorry.
cats like to do, but well, I like to crush cat skulls. What do you say?
Just for the lulz, you know?
So that there's definitely some noise involved as the alligator runs up and bites the muskrat's head off, and crunch, crunch, swallow.
How many licks to the center of the muskrat?
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Crunch.
So what is Arnold and Tully? Sorry, not Arnold. What is Tully and Roscoe doing as Kenzie charges forward?
I am keeping an eye out for any additional muskrats that might be coming by.
Yeah,
I
I guess-
give me
figure
a-
out whatever.
Go ahead and put your peepers to work.
Okay, I am not great at this. So we'll see what happens. Okay, that is a 5 + 0, 5.
5. All right. You don't hear anything at the moment, but go ahead and take that XP.
Hey, we love some XP around here.
Sometimes, unfortunately, in this game, the consequence of your action is going to get passed to somebody else because you don't hear the danger that Arnold has run into. So
No.
in the unlit room, you see as a muzzle flares. Arnold, go ahead and take another point of damage.
I will. Alrighty. I have taken it. All right. So, I guess as the muzzle thing, do I have a general idea where?
Yeah. There's enough light, from that for you to be able to act upon it, should you so desire.
Absolutely, I'm acting upon it. Right back
Right.
at him.
Go ahead, bring the heat.
I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm spending a marker.
You're going to spend a marker.
Terrible, and
You can spend the marker to just hit.
Oh yeah, that'll spend a marker to hit.
Reroll.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right. So you take him out, and you can see within the in the room, you can see that there are 2 casks or barrels, in this room, and there's another 2 muskrats in this room, and they're pulling out their weapons. Do you call out to your comrades? What do you do here?
You know what? I want to try to. I'm definitely gonna try. Remember that moment where I studied the muskrats?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to disguise myself as one of the muskrats. I don't. Well, hold on. Have they seen me yet or no?
Well, yeah, they just watched you murder their friend.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I definitely retreat back towards the rest of the group and then let them know.
Okay, so you pop that guy, and then Pull back. Okay.
Yep.
What's everybody else doing?
Hey, you guys, you should come out of there and return that moonshine, or else. And then we start lobbing the dead muskrats we brought with us in.
Can I try to do a thing, Ted?
What do you want to do?
I want to spend a marker to edit a scene.
Sure. How do you want to edit a scene?
I want them to have not gotten the still very far, and we can see it now in like an what's what I'm looking for? It's like a divot in the cave.
Okay.
Like an alcove?
Like, huh?
Alcove? Like an alcove?
Yeah, like an alcove in the cave, just like in this opening here. Where we
Yeah, sure. So like you're in a larger room that has multiple passageways off of it. So we'll say like, you know, the two barrels that, you know, Arnold just saw were off to the left. So the passageway up to the right, you can see like the glint off of the you know, the brass and copper still.
Okay. Roscoe will point and say, I believe I see our current target and objective, and we might want to scoot, fellows. And then he will try to go towards the still and see if he can get it. I don't know how big it is.
I mean, it's large. I mean, I kind of explained it as the size of the hippo.
Okay, so it's like a real big thing. So
Yeah.
I may actually look to Arnold then and be like, Arnold, do you think that you could move this if we can cover you?
Absolutely. As I, go for it to lift it out of here.
All right, so Roscoe's done a thing. Arnold has done a thing. Tully or Kenzie?
I guess I was trying to like intimidate them or whatever.
Okay. So why don't you start spitting roll?
All right. Okay, that is it's an 8.
8. Let's see here. So you hear much high-pitched voice come from down the passageway, further back than where the still is. Now, you don't have a bead on where the voice is exactly. You can take one of the barrels and go. We'll bring the rain down on you.
So, all right, I'm coming in for the barrel. And they're both. You said there's 2 of them in there with the barrels.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, and they clearly recognize that something was said. So like their guns are kind of held at the ready, but they're not sight and ready to just start shooting.
Okay. So I will go and knock the barrel over, like I'm going to roll it.
Uh-huh.
But then I'm going to drop behind it, pull out my double barrel sawed-off shotgun, and say, "Why don't you fellas take some barrels too?"
Lovely.
So I'm guessing you're shooting them.
I am.
All right. Go ahead and bring the
stupid faces. Oh my god. This is going really poorly tonight. I'm going to use a marker to turn that into a success. Otherwise, it was a failure with doubles.
Oh, all right. So you split the barrel and split the hides of these muskrats going down, and the sound echoes through the passage. Almost very, very weird underground as you see, not see, but like you fire, and then you kind of hear it echo throughout the hallway and chamber. So it sounds to the lot of you like a lot of gunfire has just gone off. And the three of you out in the main chamber are each going to take one as I, hard move all of you that are in a danger zone. Because you said that you were going to take the barrel and go, and then didn't.
So I'm technically not in the main chamber, right?
Yes, but the other three are.
And I'm well aware of that. I'm not asking about them.
Sure. So you've now taken out 5 muskrats underground, and gunfire is ringing through the hall. You've got secured 2 barrels here. You can see the still, but there is a lot of gunfire coming from the area where the still is and from beyond.
All right.
So, Kenzie, you haven't done anything this round. Would you like to do anything?
Are there any muskrats that are a clear and immediate threat in the room that we are in right now?
Nothing that is clear and easy to see.
Okay.
No, you see bullet fire, coming, ricocheting, or sinking into, the heavy dirt walls around you. So there is clearly danger ahead, but none that are easily visible that you could just go grab.
All right, listen. We're hurt pretty bad. I don't know if sticking around is necessarily the best idea. What do you think we can make off with if we don't?
Well, we do have Wild Bill. We can take him back to Otto as a prisoner and just make him make booze for us.
We'll end up having to get him supplies and everything, but that could work.
Well, and if we can take the still with us, because Arnold's on that, we might be able to thwart whatever they're doing here.
All right, you guys get this. So, is the shooting coming from one spot, or is it coming from
the shooting is coming from multiple directions ahead, including at least 1 or 2 from the room where the still is.
Okay. Hey, Arnold, why don't you grab the still? Roscoe, can you give me a hand with this? Just do what I do. And I take one of the kegs, and I put it up on its end. I pop the cork, and I stuff a rag in it. When I say go, you're gonna roll it down that way, and I'll roll this one down that way.
I got you, buddy.
I want to light the. Basically, I want to make big Molotov cocktails, and send them in different directions.
So you came for the shine, and you're gonna blow up the shine.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I'm holding.
We've learned a lot from observing our boss, Machine Gun Otto.
I feel like this is a solid decision because as long as we get the still, it doesn't matter if we get the moonshine or not because there is more where that came from. I'm fine with this.
And we could definitely get Bill to come with us because now he's not safe, right? So if we have to make him a prisoner, we can do that. Or we might just be like, hey, we'll keep you safe at the zoo. Come live in the lake.
All right. So if Steven is helping with this check, I need you to do a break it up, bring the heat there, Roscoe.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, yes. So that is a total, because I have a +1. I have a total of 13.
Okay.
I have doubles. I have the ally boss and the yellow boss, or the neutral boss.
All right. So success with a 10+, you're going to get a marker back.
Okay.
With the neutral boss, you're going to get everyone gets a +1 forward.
This is lovely.
So then Dave is going to get another +1 for his next roll from your success. So, Dave, why don't you roll Bring the Heat with that +2 from Roscoe?
All right. The way I've been, oh my god, the way I've been rolling, I'm going to need it. All right, so that is still only a. Man, I'm burning through these. I'm going to spend another marker.
Okay. So there was like one main passageway, and then there was one room off to the side across from where the the still was. So you send the one past the still, bouncing through gunfire. Roscoe sends the one into the other alcove, and you watch as the little wick that you stuffed with the rag burns. You're pretty sure you hear some high-pitched squealing, and the gunfire tends to slow down. You guys are not overly perceptive as a group, so you probably don't hear numerous things scurrying off through the dirt.
I beg your pardon, sir. I have a +2 to awareness.
All right, well then give me a roll. Put your peepers to work.
All right. I just roll really bad. That's a 7.
It's a 7. All right, so like I said, you guys are not generally perceptive, so you don't really hear, too many of the scurrying away. But all of you see and hear as the casks go to their designated area, kind of like stop or hit into their location, and then boom, the passageway beyond where the still is completely just collapses down and blocks all passage. The other alcove just completely collapses. You have a clear path to where the still is. And clearly there's no gunfire coming back at you.
Well, this could have went better, crew.
Yeah, this definitely could have gone better.
You
But you had a brilliant idea, though.
No one's missing any pieces.
I think we're a little perforated right now, but other than that, peachy.
So if as things kind of settle down, there are 5 muskrats, here that have been recently killed. 2 of them have pistols with silencers. The other 3 just have standard pistols, and you have access to be able to grab the still should you so desire. But you've come out without any of the shine.
All right, we'll grab the still. Obviously, we're going to take those silencers.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how oh, never mind. I was just thinking. So we have I have a question, I guess.
Sure.
We have 5 is significant in your health, right? Like when you have 5 or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you get a -1 on all checks.
Okay. So
Which,
we're all like
which
right there.
present is 3/4 of you guys.
Yeah, we're very close. Like, is that how many you have to have, or how many once you miss it?
When you're down 5, if you're at 5 health, you have a -1 on all checks.
So I actually had a 12, not a 13.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Anything 12 or above is a crit.
Okay.
What I'm hearing is you were
Sass.
slightly great.
In your case, anything higher than a 10 resulted in the same result. So
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if there was like you couldn't get it or something if you were.
Nope, you're fine.
Okay, cool. So yeah.
All right, well, let's help Arnold move this still as quick as we can.
Much appreciated. Rolling as best I can.
So it's it's work, getting the still, out of here, especially because like remember the passageway narrows on the way out. So like Arnold, you have to like kind of get behind the thing and then begin pushing it up and out of the hole.
While holding my spleen together, right?
Yeah. So, why don't you give me a get out of a jam just to see how well you're able to navigate getting this still up and out of the hole.
I feel like he's more like getting into a jam.
Oh, that's actually pretty poggers. So I rolled 12 with
Nice.
With the good boss and the neutral boss.
Wow, nice.
But I don't know which modifier I'm supposed to use.
Moxie?
See, that's a straight 0 for me.
All right. So so it would be total of 11.
Total of 11, yes.
All right. So ally boss, you're going to get a marker back, and then neutral boss, you're going to give everybody another +1 forward.
Well, for all my injured folk, this one's for you.
Hey.
So you do not damage the still on its way out of the hole, and you're able to kind of scurry up behind it, and nobody has touched your ride, so you're golden. If you scurry out past or up with Arnold and the still, there is not a whole lot of room on this pedal car for all 4 of you and a very large still. How do you wish to proceed?
Hear me out, guys. What if one of us rides the still, kind of like the entire way down?
I don't think that works. I don't think that's good for the still.
Yeah. It was I said it was an idea. I didn't say it was a good idea.
Arnold, you're gonna have to walk. We'll drive slow.
All right. So I'll start puffing it.
So uphill with the still is have a nice point. You try to go around the fire you started, or do you head up in that direction and just kind of try to get through it?
Oh, that's right. We did start a fire.
He's
That's kind
How's
of
the
totally
fire?
thing.
How's the fire look from where we're at now?
It's visible.
Yeah, I think we'll probably skirt the fire. Don't return to the scene of your crime. It's just a bad move.
So it takes a little bit longer than it did. Not only because you're now going uphill versus down, but you're now traveling around the growing fires up above you. But nobody's looking to come head out towards the fire, at least none that you see. Would you make it back to Bill with the still?
Between the fires and the muskrats, Bill really isn't going to have a place to stay anyway. He should be happy to come back to the zoo with us. Hey,
Maybe
Bill,
he could be
we've
part
got
of the
we've
new
got good
exhibits.
news and we got bad news.
What's the bad news?
Well, we didn't manage to get the moonshine back because the muskrats blew it up. See all that fire back there?
Sorry.
That's a start spit and roll right there, Dave.
Son of a bitch! Can't believe he's challenging my integrity. That's a 10.
That's 10.
Actually an 11 because of the
11.
forward.
Sure. Why would they go through all the work stealing my wonderful shine?
I feel like they felt like if they couldn't have it, no one could. but there's a lot less of them now.
But they had it.
Well, they weren't going to be able to keep it.
Hmm.
So, but some of them got away, and the forest is on fire. So you should probably come back to the zoo with us.
But I don't want to live in a zoo.
That's okay. You'll adjust.
Oh,
So it sounds like this is an intimidation roll. So
I will produce my crowbar for emphasis.
I mean, the you'll adjust came across as very much you have a choice here.
Oh, okay. I don't want to look at that. All right. Well, that's not much better. Oh, that is a 6.
You are you telling me I don't have a choice here?
Well, Machine Donato is going to be really upset when we don't produce the moonshine that you promised.
Well, I mean, I never spoke to him. You said that you were going to bring it back.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you know what they say. Wano rolls downhill. And right now, the way I see it, you're sitting at the bottom of the hill.
I think you're the one sitting at the bottom of the hill.
We've got your still. And also, we won't miss as badly as the muskrats did.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that great, but I don't know how much I like the idea of living behind bars.
It's fine. You can come and go as you like. I mean, we do. I mean, you might not come and go as much as we do, but, we got to get the moonshine flowing.
So, Roscoe, what is it that you want to try?
I want to try to like just edge around and sneak up behind him because I want to try to tie up loose ends.
That's right. Give me a roll.
Okay, let's see. Okay, that is a total of 9, but I have a -1, so that's 8.
You have a
and
+1 forward.
that's 9 again, and my wild is or my sly is 1, so that's 10.
All right, there you go. That's a success. we
There's a
ping.
lot of math. It's like back and forth and back and forth. I do have oh no, there's no doubles, but there was the enemy boss. So I was like, never mind, there's no doubles, so we're good.
Yeah, no doubles. We're good. All right, so that's a 10. So what does this look like?
Okay, so Roscoe's just gonna kind of like edge around behind him with the with his coil of rope, and then he's going to like sort of pounce on top of him, right? Because red pandas are just a little bit bigger than beavers. So he's gonna like pounce on top of him, and then like the first thing he's gonna do is like tie a bandana around his muzzle so that he can't like bite anybody because he's a beaver, right? And then just tie him up.
Sure.
It's gonna be like it's like he's like taking down a steer at a rodeo.
Yeah. And then Roscoe's going to be like, well, my friend, I am very sorry for the discourteous interaction. However, we are forced to insist that you relocate your current domicile.
Well, I guess I really don't have much of a choice here.
Don't you mean?
And then I'll just like look to Kenzie and be like, Frenzy, would you be so kind as to do the honors of moving our friend here?
Yeah, I will just like load him up onto my back and head on.
you know what? I don't know if this will come into play later, but I'm gonna study Wild Bill on the off chance.
You're gonna study Wild Bill.
Just to, for why just to claim like, oh yeah, I know what he looks like, so when I do, maybe you know who I am as an ability, Be like,
All right,
yeah, sure. I'm just copying, like guises,
All right, so it's a bit of work. but you now have 5 of you and the still to try and sneak back towards the zoo. So who's leading that charge?
I think first things first, we should probably do some first aid to ourselves.
So you can definitely do first aid. Without the medical professional, you're not going to be able to get rid of the minus.
I hadn't actually hit unstable yet, so.
Sure.
But I know some people have.
The rest of the party.
Yeah.
You're a gang. Right here.
Yeah. So all of you can take a moment to heal up a point, and then I'll reiterate the question: who is leading the trail home?
Well, I guess
Perhaps if we sent Tully ahead with the still, he could turn around and come get the rest of us after.
That seems like a sensible decision.
We could hoof it until he meets us in the middle.
Yeah, that'd be good. And then I can lead the charge for this party, because then if he tries anything, you guys will see it and be able to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel Tully is confident enough to sneak the still in to the zoo by himself?
Sounds like a great plan.
I mean, Tully's a bootlegger too, right? Like,
Tully is a bootlegger, yes.
Yeah.
How good's your sly?
I got a 1.
That's one better than what I got.
All right, so let's start off, with that. Why don't you commit a caper there, Tully? See how well you get back into the zoo unobserved.
Okay. Well, I got 2 bosses showing. And I have a 12. So, but those 2 bosses are the neutral and the enemy.
All right. So, neutral boss is going to give everyone a +1 forward, but you're going to get a -1 on your next roll.
Yep.
So your party gets a +1, you get the -1, and you manage to get the still inside. Why don't you put your peepers to work? Should have actually called for this one first, but one can kind of point to the other, so it doesn't really matter the order.
All right. Put my peepers to work. That is going to be a 7 with doubles.
What 7 with doubles? You get another -1 forward, and you give a +1 forward of your choice.
I will give it to Frenzy.
So, you do spot the couple of the laughing stock kind of chilling out, and you see a very distinctive hat kind of in the shadows behind them. But thankfully, they did not observe you as you successfully were able to sneak in. But somebody saw you. Somebody is there that you didn't see. Who observed? Who was there in this situation that you didn't see?
It was the raccoon.
The raccoon. Okay. All right. So you managed to get the still into the zoo. Take a moment to catch your breath before you are able to head back out and go collect your party, your mob, if you will.
Hey, I got everything where it was supposed to go, but I think I saw the laughing stock, and they had someone with them. The distinctive hat was like Hambino, right?
Yep.
You're not gonna believe it. The mob boss Hambino, he was out with them. I would think he'd have more dignity to be seen in public with those clowns.
Well, he was. It is mere speculation. You saw the hat. You didn't see him, in the
I
shadows.
stand by my statement.
Sure. just making sure you're aware of what you're saying.
Love it. I love it all.
Yeah, hyenas are horrible at stealth. They're always spotted. Ripped right from the chat, Adam Ogre.
I know Adam Ogre keeps having like just all the jokes tonight. I'm like dying. I'm trying so hard not to just burst out laughing here.
So, what was our contact's name again? Oh, it was Oliver, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna set up our meeting with Oliver. This is gonna be unpleasant. Hey, Arnold, I hope you have, on our way back. Arnold, I hope you've come up with a really good story to tell Oliver.
Yes, see, as it is your purview to smooth over any sort of negative interactions.
And Frenzy, have you ever had beaver tail before?
Beaver tail. No, I can't say that I have.
Well, if this guy doesn't cooperate, I think you should try it.
Are you saying this in front of Wild Bill?
Yes, I am.
All right. Give me a start spitting.
That is a 7.
All right. So
Please do not scare this man so badly that he ceases to be useful.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not a 7. That's a 6 because I have a -1.
Can I try to break it up to like help him a little bit?
how are you helping him?
Roscoe will lean over to Wild Bill and just whisper,
Of course, cooperation could be used as a negotiation tactic in order to better your current circumstances and your future living arrangements.
All right, give me a break it up with magnetism.
okay, I have +1 magnetism. Is that what I'm using?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have a +1 forward.
Oh no. So that's a 6, but I had the -1, right? So
Yeah.
that's a 5, but then my +1 just brings me back up to a 6. So I fail.
Now, so you had a +1 forward from.
Oh, yes, it's a 7.
well.
I succeed.
All right, so you succeed. So the way this is going to roll out is he is going to be receptive, but you're pretty sure, especially because it was Tully and Roscoe that have done all the actions here. He certainly has a negative attitude towards both of you.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I mean, that's like when you tie somebody up, there's like a 50-50. Either they're going to really like you or they're going to really not like you. And there's not really a lot of
I'm sorry, did you just call that a 50-50? What kind of people do you hang out with?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are people out there that like being tied up, so
Steven,
I think that's what he's getting at.
50-50.
It should never be a surprise. Consent is key.
Exactly.
It could be more like 60-40,
Yeah. I mean, some people like rope.
All right. So you're able to get back into the zoo. By the time you get back up the mountain, find your crew, and get back to the zoo, the laughing stock and whoever was with them have kind of dispersed. It's getting pretty darn close to dawn. A lot of you are pretty beat up. Do you turn in, or do you kind of just go back to the hideout? What do you do at this
Hmm.
Is there a medical practitioner that we know of that would be able to patch us up quickly?
You do not currently have contact with any. You know that there are a couple of folk around the zoo, and you haven't established yourself with the organization enough to use their doctor. And since you're not going to be able to meet your goal, they're certainly not just going to give you one free of charge.
Okay.
I mean, between jobs, you go back to being stable between jobs. It's only when you go from job to job that you absolutely have to get a vet.
Okay.
I honestly thought it was you remained unstable until you got healed.
Um, that's kind of like it's almost like a long rest with D&D when you go between jobs.
Yeah, it says when your health meter falls between 5 and 1, you're unstable and can only recover health the following methods.
Yeah, long-term treatment, professional
Okay.
care between jobs.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So we're not gonna be like constantly -1 forever now. Because with the way things are going, I think it's going to be very difficult to ingratiate ourselves to.
Well,
Sure.
think about all the XP you'll get.
Hey, that's right. Pretty soon
I
we won't need to
mean-
worry about it. That -1.
Yeah.
Because it's not like plus.
No, I was just thinking that, like, you guys would sleep and then decide, all right, well, maybe we go talk to Oliver, maybe we go try and find a doctor.
Well, I think we're going to sleep and then we got to go see Oliver
Okay.
because he's expecting us.
There is the one issue of who is going to be having a new bunkmate hidden somewhere in their enclosure.
And he'll kind of like nod over to Wild Bill.
Well,
Oh,
Well,
your
I'm
people are at
willing-
home in the water, right?
yeah. I'm willing to take him to the hideout under the condition that we bag him, gag him, and just make sure he does not know where the hideouts are.
Sure.
Hmm.
So, do you treat him like a prisoner? Do you like allow him to rest comfortably or whatnot?
Oh yeah, he will be afforded um luxuries, like nothing like phone calls and access to my front door type of luxuries, but he'll be treated well.
Okay.
Obviously, we want to keep him captive, but we don't want to make him feel like he's here against his will. Well, he is here against his will, but if he's gonna be here against his will,
look,
we're gonna make him.
we're gonna use the old bad cop, good cop technique on him.
Make him very comfortable.
Okay. So the day goes by. Your time as an animal in the zoo is a little bit strained as you're sore and messed up. But eventually, people go away. The regular, floodlights go off, and you're able to regroup in order to go see one Oliver. Set up the meeting. Oliver kind of comes to you, and you can see he's looking around, and clear that there is no cask of shine, and disappointment is quite visible on his face.
We got something. So I'll notice to him like, hey, I understand. what we have here is not what you expect. But what if I said we got something better than shine itself?
You have lots of peanuts ready to buy some shine from somewhere else.
I give a little chuckle to him, be like, "No, sir, no, sir. What if I said we have the source of the shine? I'm not talking about a few liters here and there. I'm talking about as much shine as you want to fill up this entire zoo, to wet the whistle of every single beak around here."
Which takes time.
Of course.
Those that were seeking libations this very evening now are not getting said libations.
I'm not sure what to say about that. But I understand the difficulties when it comes to the lack of libations. But long term, you'll be able to satisfy every single animal here inside the zoo.
All right, explain.
Well, and I, point over to Roscoe and everyone else saying, like, I left your gang over here.
Did he freeze for anybody else?
Yeah. Oh no, people are waking up in Nepal and using their internet.
So
last I heard was you looked over at the others, and then nothing.
Okay, I looked over at the others and said, "We captured one Wild Bill, and yeah, shine's good, but when you have the maker of the shine, there's no supply that would be dry."
I also propose a stopgap method. In the meantime, there were some unforeseeable challenges. You see, Wild Bill was robbed. We did take care of those who perpetrated this crime against our colleague, but unfortunately, in their desperation, they blew up the shine, and paid for it with their lives. But how about we knock over Hambino tonight and we go liberate some more shine in the meantime? And it'll also hurt him.
All right, so why don't?
Additionally,
Oh, go ahead.
you can spin this. I mean, if it's a matter of reputation that you're worried about, we protected him. And that's what we should do to people who are under our protection, right?
All right, so one of you roll break it up, magnetism, and one of you roll start spitting.
I will roll the break it up.
I have a +2 mag, so
Yeah, that's why you're gonna roll that. Hopefully. Well, I'm not gonna be helping you. That is a 3.
That is a 3. Hey, you get XP.
Total is 8. Do we still have the -1 ongoing, or?
Yeah, but you've also got a +1 forward that somebody had given you.
Alrighty. I'll take the -1 +1 to make 8.
You got an 8.
Mhm.
So you can
with double threes. Also,
was that?
I'm an idiot. Double threes also.
Oh, double threes with an 8. All right, so you're gonna get a -1 on your next and give a +1 forward to somebody of your choice.
All right. I'll give it to Tully. Sounds like he needs it.
Okay. You can see the little otter whiskers kind of twitching. You can see that he's considering. Yeah, he adjusts his cap, pulls out a cigar, and when he puts it in his mouth and lights it, you can see why this guy is generally considered, the double for Otto. All right. I can see that there's something to be had here. For tonight, not much that we can do. I can see that definitely took some heat in getting this done. Why don't we get this bill secured? See about getting him set up somewhere within our territory. Did you mentioned you as he kind of looking over, you guys didn't mention anything about actually returning with his still. So how long is it going to take him to set up a new device?
Well, that's when I chime in. We were keeping it a surprise, but we also brought his equipment.
Arnold pulls a tarp off of the still.
Ta-da!
All right. Well, that'll expedite things a little bit.
They were only marginal screw ups.
Well, he kind of like rubs his paws together a little bit. All right. Let's try and find the silver lining here and see if we can, get this resolved. Why don't you come with me? And it kind of leads you through some of the more, considering what, moving the still, it's not quite narrow alleyways in the zoo, but definitely areas that you haven't really been to. And he brings you back into one of the more hidden areas within Otto's territory. A couple of you are dragging Bill, and a couple of you are dragging or moving the still. Sets out, sets out a zoo map. Kind of talks about some of the territories within the zoo as to where Otto's claimed. Talks about where Hambino is, and you can see that there's some lines that looks like Al Capone has lost some territory recently. Things are scratched out, and a smaller territory is written. These are places you could either hit, could either avoid. Look, we don't have you in yet. So far, Otto is not going to be impressed. We're happy to keep the relationship open. Haven't put any nails in the coffin, but you've certainly made enough to stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have much in the way of drinks, but he pours a couple of shots. We'll get things a moving here, and in the long term, this might be better than having to run back and forth, try and get access. And who knows, maybe somebody here will be interested in picking up the trade. And then we won't need Bill anymore, but who knows? I think you should rest up, recover from some of the recent unfortunateness, and we can plan something to head off towards one Hambino and maybe scratch out some more of his lines.
Do we know who's taken part of Al Capone's territory?
It's been a back and forth turf war for a while. Do you inquire to him, or are you just asking in general?
I'm asking in general, and then depending on what you say, it will determine By acquire
you were not really privy to exact territories. It's obvious, around certain locations, or around the waterways. There's clearly been, machine gun autos, aviaries, clearly, Al Capone's, and the area around the savannah is where um, Carlo Hambino, claims that the center of their territories. But beyond that, you didn't have these definitive lines drawn.
So, are there speakeasies on the map that are kind of marked off?
There are, um,
Uh,
in or near like the central location is pretty much where each of the core figureheads have their speakeasy. It's easiest to protect in the center of their area.
all right. So, I guess we'll take our leave from Oliver. Unless anyone has questions for him or whatever. And I think we should kind of start plotting ourselves.
Yeah. Well, before we take a leave of Oliver, if you don't mind, I would like to raise our shots to Oliver, and be like, just try to smooch it up a little bit,
Sure.
to smooth out any sort of relations, and be like, to a successful job in the future. Just a clink clink.
He raises his glass, downs it.
Burning so good.
So, gang, I see we got a couple options here. We could hit Al Capone's territory and try and frame Carlo Hambino, or we could do it the other way around.
One weak boss is good, but two weak bosses are better.
I think that given that we already have a clear enemy in Carlo Hambino, we would be wise to not actively provoke another person. However, if we were to perhaps hit Hambino and make it seem as though it were Al Capone, then it wouldn't necessarily be able to blow up in our faces, because from what I've heard, she really wants to be known as the one that did something. And so if she got the credit, I couldn't see her being upset about that, actually.
I like that.
Hey, Arnold. Is there any of Al Capone's lieutenants or muscles or enforcers you could impersonate?
Correct me if I'm wrong about the lore of Zoo Mafia is like a monkey. Is that accurate? Or
well, that was a different zoo, so I don't know.
That was a different zoo.
Yeah.
So you tell me who works for Al Capone that you're aware of.
Oh, okay. Well, I still want credit for remembering.
Sure, you have the credit.
You get all the points.
All the points don't matter.
Perhaps he has another pachydermy in our employ. I think you would make a fine elephant or rhinoceros.
Or if you really wanted to throw everybody off, you could impersonate another hippo.
Now that is an idea.
Arnold has a brother that works for Al Capone, and he's going to set up his own brother.
Wait. It's funny. So, I don't. Well, I mean, like, here's a question that,
Sure.
with because it's normally what I do is kind of like mooch around the area. I guess the question is, do I know any associates of Al Capone or heard of through the grapevines?
Well, I mean, there's amongst like the enforcers of the big three, it's not hard to know, who works for who because it's like, oh, it should be avoided. So I was kind of giving you agency to kind of put somebody into this space that you might be able to impersonate.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I totally know somebody. I told the guys, but we'll work on who that person is.
Okay.
I think this could work out quite fine for us in the long run. Yeah, lemons and stuff.
Yeah, isn't the expression something like when life gives you lemons, you cut up the lemons and then throw them over
them
a
at
bridge or
people.
something?
Wasn't it? Life gives you lemons, you make lemon schnapps.
Thought it was the
No, you squeeze them into the eyes of your enemies. What else would you do with lemons?
Perhaps a
Arnold
nice
trying to make-
garnish.
I make a mean tequila when it comes to lemons.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, what is the name of the speakeasy?
The one you guys are, sorry, Otto's, Capone's, or Hambino's.
Ambino is the one we're gonna hit.
Oh, I'm using the same name. It's just the sty.
Okay. Yeah, we'll hit the sty. They'll never see what's coming for them. Some of us should go around through the front and kind of mingle and create a distraction, and the others can sneak in through the back. Maybe we'll set something on fire.
Hmm.
It seems to
I'm
happen a lot.
Keenly interested in setting something on fire.
I do think that of the distracting variety, you and Frenzy probably fit the bill the best. Perhaps Arnold and I sneak back.
So the fact of if you want to actually, hit the club, get something, get out, you understand there's going to be, several things that would need to be done. First and foremost, you've got an idea of like where it's at, but as with all speakeasies, it's not a simple you just walk in. Speakeasies are meant to have hidden entrances and passwords, or passphrases, if you will, so that the cops are not able to find you and, shut you down.
Hey, Arnold, can you do something about getting us maybe some passes or invitations? Ooh,
Yeah.
I always wanted to be a VIP.
Yeah. I'll go through my network and see what shakes out.
So you guys could take some downtime to recover, knowing that the longer you take, the longer Otto goes without selling alcohol. You know that River Bottom, which is his speakeasy, is running dry or is dry. You're not sure, which is why he was trying to get this shine in. It was entirely up to you guys, but it could be several nights worth of planning and investigating to try and find what is the best route to grab stuff and be able to get out.
I think we're going to have to put a rush on this, guys, and get it done.
Yeah.
The longer it takes, the worse we look.
Yeah, with half my spleen hanging out my body, but like, I'm fine, proceeding, but the more we can do this quietly, the better.
Yeah, as much as I would love to take the time to rest in between, I'm thinking
Yeah.
I don't think we can afford to.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to take the night off, get one back, and
Man, don't we just feel like we're against the wall constantly in this game?
Right.
This is a very
Yeah.
different zoo.
so real quick, party, what are your markers at? Because as it stands, I probably shouldn't spend any for a couple sessions.
Me either.
I have one marker that I have spent
I've spent 5.
Oh,
because I spent 2, but I got one back.
What is Kenzie at?
4, I believe.
oh boy.
Arnold?
I'm at 7 markers. So if we need to spend some stuff, let me know. 7.
Okay. So Roscoe is in the best position, for that. But wow, Dave.
I know. I think I've actually spent 6, but I got one back.
And just remember, a couple of you, if not 3 of you, actually wound up having rolled and got a marker when you already had 10.
Yeah.
Can I spend a marker now
To do what?
to edit the scene?
All right. What are you looking to edit? If
It might be too much. So tell me if it's too
Sure.
much. If it's wrong, I'll just be like, sure, whatever, it's good, right?
Right.
Because we're with Oliver still, right?
Yes, we there was some out of game conversation, but if you want to insert this before Oliver has left, go for it.
So, I imagine we probably told Oliver our story, right? Like the one about how the muskrats stole the stuff and we got it back, blah blah blah. Now we brought back this guy.
Sure,
He's-
it was
we're-
heavily edited that the musk blew it up.
Oh, well, maybe the muskrats blew it up, but either way, we're rough off, right? Like we got hurt a lot. He can see this. So maybe he offers for us to be able to take advantage of Otto's medic.
Now, had you been successful and brought back the shine, that was going to be on the table. But
Okay.
Had we been successful and brought back the shine, we wouldn't need it.
Right?
Well,
I'm joking.
it is what it is. All right, so you do not need to spend that marker because that was not an option.
Okay. All right. Cool.
We got this.
So, why don't you guys take the night off? You can rest, heal 1, and then you can start your investigation the following night, or do you want to start your investigating tonight?
I feel like this is GM saying take the night off. You need an extra hit point.
I think
I'm
we
just
can,
putting it out there.
I think as long as we don't do anything too risky, we can probably start investigating.
I think that's probably a good
You
idea.
mean
I'm
like
really feeling the
arson?
pressure here.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Are you saying we don't do anything risky, like, I don't know, commit an arson or something, Dave? What are you saying?
Yeah. Well, let's start off with do you? I don't know what grifter abilities you have, but do you have anything? Do you have contacts in order to try and get us into the?
I can definitely call favors in. I have that swag ass house, and I can turn myself into people.
I have an idea.
I was thinking about shoot. What's the idea?
Oh, so he said we contacts, right? I have a contact that owns a speakeasy. Could I theoretically go talk to my contact and see if she could, like, sort of float Otto the booze that he needs now, and that in exchange for like getting paid back with Wild Bill's stuff later?
Okay. We can certainly give that a go. So why don't you, if you guys decide to head over to Dorothy's, that's the name of the bamboozler? No. Where's the?
No, she's the friendly Dorothy Pinkett.
Yeah. What's the? But I'm trying to remember what's the name. Dorothy's basement.
Dorothy's basement. Yep.
Just everyone else gave like small things. You've got like paragraphs under each person. So not that that's a problem. More information is never bad. So do you invite everyone to go with you to Dorothy's, or do you go alone?
Oh yeah, I invite everybody.
Oh, I've been meaning to get over there.
Kinsey is very excited.
You've been telling us such great things about this place.
Oh yeah, Dorothy's fantastic. Let me tell you, she is just the kindest, sweetest soul. Oh, no weapons allowed, and everything that happens at Dorothy's stays at Dorothy's.
What about my crowbar? What if I need to like change a tire or something?
I mean, you're welcome to try to sneak it in. You've got a shell. But also the clientele is very well connected in many regards.
If you aren't enough of a weapon on your own without your crowbar, do you really deserve to be carrying a crowbar?
Wow.
Right. Most of the people here could use a brick and make it into a weapon.
That's kind of hurtful, Frenzy.
I'm just like swishing my tail and giving you that like a shit-eating crocodile smile.
Fine. I'll leave my crowbar behind.
You are perfectly capable of crushing someone's skull with that foot. I believe in you. We'll work on it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically.
I'll just pretend they're one of the human zookeepers and lock the door.
Yeah, like realistically, we're going into a speakeasy, aka like Tully's weapon of choice. You know?
So Roscoe, kind of leads you through, into a hidden area of the zoo, and a little panel slides aside. After your knock, you give a wink. You give the passphrase. What is the passphrase, Roscoe?
I'm a friend of Dorothy.
That's right. So the door slides open, and once the door slides open, just some faint music can be heard coming from down below. You walk down the stairs, pass through a doorway, then through a beaded curtain. Music getting louder and louder the entire time. Some soft jazz is being played. And on the stage, you see a brightly feathered and brightly dressed peacock, singing along with the jazz music. One Louis Wingstrong. But you guys are in.
All right. Well, you guys go ahead and find us a spot. I'm going to go to the bar and get us some drinks.
Right, that sounds like a plan. I will go find a seat.
Lots of
sorry, Gavin.
Lots of smiles, lots of friendly animals. The air in here is a different vibe than what you're used to seeing here in the zoo, and almost a vast contrast to the general aggression that you're used to seeing. Here, not only the music, the ambiance, everything is upbeat and happy. It's almost as if you've been kind of taken to a whole new place.
Let's go grab some seats up front so we can see the show better.
you're greeted warmly, Roscoe, as you head up to the bar. People here seem to know you from your frequent visits.
All right. Hey, bartender, is my friend Dorothy in, perchance?
So, what is generally known about your relationship with Dorothy? Is that open? Is that
Yeah.
so, who is the bartender here, Roscoe? This is mostly your locale, so tell me.
The bartender is an the bartender is a large grizzly bear
Okay,
who has a bow tie.
nice.
Yes. A black and white bow tie,
Sure. And what is the bartender's name?
I'm sorry?
What is the bartender's name?
Chip.
So Chip the grizzly bear, in his undersized bow tie for his very large frame. The voice, comes in far softer than one of his size. Dorothy's in the back at the moment. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, my friends and I have recently come into a situation where we were expected to provide a certain amount of libations that then were taken out of our possession wrongfully. So, as we try to reconfigure and adjust our current circumstances, we were hoping that Dorothy might be able to assist by floating our associates some of her extra stock in exchange for repayment of a finer stock that we would be able to procure at a later date.
Well, let me go have a word. And he kind of nods to the side, and one of the other bartenders that's there kind of steps up as he steps out from the bar. I'll send her out as soon as she's available.
Thank you very much. And in the meantime, could I get a round for myself and my compatriots?
Of course. Asks you what you want. Quickly. Puts the drinks together, and slides them over. Costs just a couple of peanuts. Nothing big.
Yep. And I will take the drinks to my friends in the front row near the stage.
I want to flag down one of the waitresses.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me, miss. When you get a chance, can you bring me a bottle of your finest grain alcohol?
She nods and flutters off, and before long, brings you out the bottle. Takes the peanuts.
Excellent. And then when she leaves, I'll pull out a handkerchief and set it next to the bottle. I feel much better now.
You guys listen to the music for 10, 20 minutes before a very elegantly dressed but conservative peacock flamingo comes strolling out. And usually flamingos are very gangly in the way they walk, but Dorothy seems to float as she moves. And she pulls up a chair and sits next to Roscoe and says, I do believe you have some business you wish to discuss.
Dorothy, you're looking as radiant as ever.
Nods, with her whole head, her long neck kind of flowing.
Dorothy, this is Tully, the Speedster McGee, and Kenzie Frenzy Fisher, and Arnold Shortman. Everyone,
Nice.
this is Dorothy.
My pleasure to have you all here. I am delighted that Roscoe has shared his friends with me.
The pleasure is all ours. Roscoe has told us so much about you, and even his flatterous words could not compare to your beauty.
She smiles and a little bit of a blush to her feathers. I do hope it is all good things that he says.
Nothing but.
So she turns and gives you her full attention, Roscoe. What is it that you wish? Chip says something about floating some libations.
Yes. See, we have encountered a sort of predicament,
And he will regale her with the story.
So as you can see, we've found ourselves between a rock and a proverbial hard place.
I can't say that I'm enamored with getting into all of that. But considering she floats her wings out to the side, you've got to skirt the law in one way or another to have all of this. So if you can get whoever it is that you're working for to consider this place a place of safety, won't act upon, and is willing to return 20% over whatever supply he asks, then I would make that deal.
I would, of course, have to try to work it out. My good friend Arnold here is especially good with the words.
Yeah, so like I nod my hat, make sure to give her the proper respect of someone of her status. And at the moment just like compliment not only her attire but like also how she keeps her establishments as well.
So for expediency, because this kind of came into the plans, fairly late into the session. Arnold, why don't you? We can rush things along. Why don't you talk to Oliver with a single roll of magnetism and see whether he agrees to that deal or whether there's some negotiations that need to happen.
All right. You know what? I'm not gonna roll on the surface. I'm gonna roll straight on the table. Come on, 5, 6, 7.
All right. So success with consequence. He's willing to do 15% over. So you do the whole back and forth thing this evening, talking to Oliver, talking to Dorothy, talking to Oliver, talking to Dorothy, and you're able to get an agreement of alcohol can be provided to River Bottom, and then when things are up and running via the Wild Bill's still, however much he essentially borrows, he's got a 15% interest in return. So we'll be able to start next session with you guys finding a interesting way of getting alcohol to River Bottom quicker, which kind of restores your lost point that you had accrued, and we'll be able to start. If you are looking to also hit the, you can start that investigation next.
So can I inject one thing?
Absolutely.
The whole interaction with Dorothy and telling the story, there would be some mild flirting on Tully's part.
Sure. I gathered that was going on. I just I have to ask Stephen more information on Dorothy because I'm not sure, based on what I know, that there will be any receptivity there.
That's fine. That's fine. And I also assume that Dave the player, but Tully the character has a type.
Sure, and totally understand and respect that.
It's long
Yeah.
legs, long necks, and pink.
Yeah, Dorothy is an elderly lesbian
I
flamingo.
know.
So, with that, that concludes another episode of Central City Zoo Mafia RPG. As always, links are going to be down in the description. We're putting together, or I believe we have, form fillable playbooks for our amazing, Zoo Mafia RPG things. So we're continuing to expand and develop and get things moving. So we're super excited for this little development because it makes things a little bit cooler. If you're just kind of tuning in, we recently redid our quick start rules, made some modifications, added some cool art and what have you. So we're continuing to expand that as well. So thanks for tuning in and all that jazz. And until next time,
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
And